Hey guys, it's Morgan coming to you with another video about the 2023 300XC. This is not a super rad video. This is not a glowing review video. It's actually a little bit of a problem. I had a gentleman get a hold of me named Espen Stormo. Arguably the coolest name I've ever heard. Probably the coolest guy on earth. I can only imagine with a name like that, you kind of have to be pretty awesome. Anyway, he bought one of these. Was loving it, had about 10 hours on it, and he took it out for a ride, and within like 30 minutes had fouled 2 plugs and then couldn't get it started. Let me read his email here, hang on. All right, got his email here. So fouled 2 plugs within an hour of riding, excuse me. After putting second plug in, all of a sudden the bike started surging, bogging out, and dying. It would start right back up, then under any sort of load, the same thing would happen. After checking out around the engine, he found this. So I'm gonna put some pictures up right now, and we're gonna talk over these pictures. As you can see, this is the throttle position sensor on the bike, and it looks like what happened was the plug where it plugs in broke off and broke a piece off of the throttle position sensor. So if you check these pictures out, you can see what's going on here. And he says that in his thing, he hadn't crashed the bike. Obviously the bike is dirty, but you know, bikes are supposed to be dirty. They are dirt bikes after all. It said, never crashed and always transported safely. Not sure if anyone else has experienced this, just thought I would make you aware. You can mention it in one of your videos. So we're making a whole video about it. Let's take a look on my bike what this looks like. All right guys, so this is the throttle position sensor, and normally there's a cover over it, like you saw in one of Espen's pictures. There's a plastic cover over this. This is the piece that broke. It looks like something somehow hit this. Again, he didn't crash, and we're gonna just have to go with his word, but he didn't crash, but the plastic, something anyway, hit it and broke this off right at the throttle position sensor. So it didn't just, you know, come unplugged. Let's see if we can unplug. There we go. But it broke this and left those pins sticking out, which basically is not repairable without buying a new throttle position sensor, which, if you guys know, a lot of parts on these new bikes are really hard to get. So that must suck for Espen. I'm really sorry for him for that. That is why I very much endorse one of these from Bulletproof Designs. Enduro Engineering also makes one. It's a nice piece of aluminum, goes over, mates up with the holes, the bolts on the throttle body. And you just take the stock bolts, run them in, and then with that on there, you are very well protected. Probably not gonna happen. Obviously, anything can happen. Things are crazy. I've seen what people can do to motorcycles. You know, people can break anything, but I think that is gonna keep that specific problem from happening. Also, guys, I have talked to a few people, I've never mentioned this on a video, that have had their bikes not run really good out of the factory, and it turns out that one of their fuel injectors has been unplugged. There's 2 fuel injectors right there in the throttle body, and they've had one of them be unplugged, you know, like not all the way unplugged, but kind of making connection and not, and anyway, whatever. There it is again, the anyway. Just keep counting the anyway whatevers for me. The unplugged thing, you know, it's a bummer, but it is, you know, humans put these things together, they plug things in, they put the wiring harnesses on like that. So I can see, get in a hurry, don't get it clicked, whatever, it makes sense. That braking, that doesn't make any sense. If you really didn't crash and you really didn't have any kind of like sticks hit the thing or do anything like that, seems like that shouldn't have happened. Maybe it happened at the factory. It just got jostled, jacked around. Anyway, it didn't break all the way off until later. I don't know. Also, the plastic cover that comes on there is pretty chintzy, but it is also what comes on all of these bikes. It's not, you know, specific to KTM. Nothing comes with that aluminum cover. Definitely recommend getting that Bulletproof Designs or Enduro Engineering cover for your throttle body and throttle position sensor. Now I know for a fact that some things can happen and it can cause the bike to not work. I would imagine if that happens, you might be able to plug it back in and get out of there, but I'm sure it's going to throw a code, which then, anyway, we all know the code situations on these bikes are a bit of a pain in the butt because you can't clear them. Thank you, Espen Stormo. Again, awesome name. Appreciate the email. Thank you for the pictures. Thank you for letting us know. I hope this video gets out there. Hopefully it helps someone that maybe had a bike doing some weird stuff. Hopefully you don't have any problems and you're just as happy as I am with mine. I've been so happy with this bike. It's been really one of the best bikes I've ever owned, and it's probably the most exciting dirt bike I've ever owned. Thank you guys. I love you. We'll see you on the next one.